Alright, so today I'm talking about the UFC 324 card, giving my picks, and we're going to ignore the technical issues here from the 30 or $40 billion company. Um, yeah, I'm just giving my picks today. I'm just a nobody that pretends he knows about the sport, so we're going to get on here with Ty Miller versus Adam Fudgett. Fudgett in the welterweight division. Um, I know Ty Miller is from the Contender Series, so UFC debut, undefeated. Adam Fudgett hasn't been very good in the UFC. I think he only has like one win. It was a stinky decision. So I'm going to be going with Ty Miller to take this one. And I think he's going to take it to round two, and then he's going to finish Mr. Adam. Yeah, next fight, we got Cameron Smotherman versus Ricky Tercios. Ricky is looking at me with hate in his eyes. And I don't know if you guys remember, but Ricky did not want to touch gloves with Raul Rosas with Mr. Chiwiwis. And Cameron Smotherman is looking like JDM. I'm not going to say how it looks like JDM, but he looks like JDM. I'm picking Cameron Smotherman by stinky decision. I just don't think Ricky Tercios is UFC caliber. Cameron Smotherman has gotten some tough fights in the UFC, like Ricky Simone and stuff like that. And he wasn't like that good, but I mean, he's gonna show there's levels. There's levels to how bottom of the barrel it could be. As we get on to Josh Hokett and Denzel Freeman. And Denzel Freeman, man, this dude is huge. Denzel Freeman kind of had like a stinky decision in his last fight. Josh Hokett, he looked pretty good in his last fight. I think he got the TKO victory. Apparently this dude is like a football player or something. And we might be looking at Drew Dober 2.0, in the heavyweight division here. I'm not going to say how he's related to Drew Dober, but he's related to Drew Dober in a certain way, and I think he's gonna do Mr. Freeman over here, how Drew Dober would maybe do Mr. Freeman if he was a heavyweight. So I'm picking Josh Hokett, probably by round two knockout. I can see a submission as well because he's pretty good on the ground. But yeah, I'd be surprised if Denzel can pull it off. But you never know. Maybe he could, I don't know, the outside foot battle and stuff like that. But I think Josh Hook is going to take it, and I'm pretty excited to see some of these newer heavyweights. Like you got Steven Asplin, you got Josh Hokett, Walter Walker is in the mix. We're going to be talking about Waldo. Where's Waldo? He's going to be coming up later on in the card. But yeah, I got Josh Hokett round two knockout or maybe submission. I think I'm gonna go with a knockout though. And Ricky Tercios still looking at me in the corner, pissed the fuck off. And next we got Michael Johnson versus Alexander Hernandez. And man, both of these guys are like in the top 20, I would say, of lightweight. They've both fought some like memorable names. Michael Johnson shut down the prospect Zell Huber, and I think a lot of people were overrating Zell Huber because of that fight at the Sphere. It was a pretty entertaining fight, I'll say that. But it's like Ilya Taporia says, where you see like a bar fight, but you don't see a lot of technique. There's a lot of technique with Ribovich, and Ribovich has been very good, bro. And I was so pissed off when Nasrat Haqparast robbed him at the Apex. They keep putting this dude in the Apex. And then Haqparast, he, let's just say, we got some retribution, the Ribovich fans. Thank you to Gwilyn Salkiel for that. So, anyways, Michael Johnson beat Zell Huber. Unk still got it. And Hernandez, I don't know how old he is. He's probably entering the Unk stages. But he also still got it. He just knocked out Carlos Diego Ferreira and knocked out what's that kid's name? Like the new Charles Oliveira kid. Damn, I forgot what his name was. I don't know. The skinny white boy, but he's got swag. Um, but yeah, this is a tough one, man. I think I'm gonna go with. I feel like a knockout is coming in this fight, but unfortunately, I like Michael Johnson, but I feel like it's gonna be Alexander Hernandez with the knockout, and I could see it being in the first round. I could see it being like a firefight, and they just decide, you know what, we're gonna scrap for these people on the Paramount card, and man, I think Michael Johnson's gonna get the short end of the stick, but you never know. I think it's gonna be whoever lands first, kind of thing. Alexander Hernandez has been very springy in his last couple of fights, and I think he's gonna catch Johnson. So I'm going with Hernandez to take the win, first round knockout. The early prelim headliner, Alex Perez versus Charles Johnson. I like this fight. This is a sneaky good fight, and this is in the top 15 of flyweight. Flyweight, you know, they got a lot of prospects going on right now. You don't know who's gonna fight for the belt, who's gonna lose to Joshua Van first, because Joshua Van obviously got that. I've been praying every night that he gets Tyra in Japan or something like that, because Manel Kape is a scary dude. But yeah, we got Perez versus Johnson here. Johnson obviously fluked Joshua Van after getting dominated for 2 rounds, and he recently fluked Lona Kavanaugh. And Johnson just has like, I don't know, he's got like that power against like the young dudes, like Joshua Van, like Lona Kavanaugh. So I don't know if he's gonna be able to knock out the Unk and Alex Perez. But I mean, Alex Perez, he was looking pretty good actually against Asu Almabayev until he got, you know, in the guillotine, of course. And before that, I think he lost to Tyra by some kind of like, it was like an injury, but Tyra low-key like caused the injury. So man, I fuck with Charles Johnson too, even though he knocked out Joshua Van and Lona Kavanaugh. I fuck with both those dudes, but I have a lot of respect for Charles Johnson, and I think I'm gonna have to go with energy for this one, because I don't know, man, he's got that twinkle in his eye. So I think he's gonna beat Alex Perez by decision. Should be a good fight though. Yeah, I wonder what the odds are. No odds yet. Next fight is Nikita Krylov. This dude switched up on the day one, switching up on Ukraine. And Modestas Bukauskas just knocked out, what's this guy's name? Paul Craig, the Pussy Juices guy. So that's a pretty good win, because we know Paul Craig can fluke these dudes left and right, like Ankalaev and Jamal Hill. But Paul Craig has been out of his prime, you know what I mean? And he wasn't that good in his prime to begin with. And Bukauskas, you know what I mean? He kind of just took advantage of that. Nikita Krylov, on the other hand, or Krylov, he fought Dominic Reyes, which Dominic Reyes, man, he got fluked by Carlos Oberg. But other than that, Dominic Reyes has been looking pretty good. So I think Krylov is gonna kind of retain like a gatekeeper kind of position in the rankings, because I think he's going to win this fight. I think he's going to craft it up, and I think he can win a decision. Unless his chin, I mean, Bogdan Guskov has crazy power. And Dominic Reyes, you know, got that step back Conor McGregor shot. You know what I'm saying? So Nikita Krylov, unless his chin is gone, and Modestas Bukauskas just isn't really like that in the first place, I think Nikita Krylov can craft it up and he has pretty good grappling, you know what I mean? So I don't think he's going to catch Modestas in anything. But I think he can craft it up and win a decision. And the next fight, I got a Table Gaethje by round 1 knockout. I don't know who the hell beat this dude. I don't know who the hell fluked him or whatever, but hey, this dude is scary. Andre Puliev, I'm sorry, my brother, but at least you're gonna catch some Z's. And the next fight, damn, there's only 3 prelims. Alright, the next fight should be on the main card. In my eyes, this is a main card fight. And depending on who wins, this could be a #1 contendership fight, considering the fact that Umar only lost to Merab. He lost 3 rounds. And he put up a really good fight. And he just beat Mario Batista, who was on a long win streak. He did get fluked with, I think it was a knee. I think he leaned into a knee or something like that. This dude's kind of chinny all the time. And Deiveson Figueiredo had a stinky fight with Montel Jackson. But Montel, man, I think Montel was just going for the 1-2, and I think he threw like 5 strikes around, so it was pretty bad. Deiveson Figueiredo was resorting to the grappling in the fight though, but he does have power. He has knocked out people at flyweight. He knocked down Cheeto, who had a beating put on him by Sean O'Malley, who was also on this card. We'll talk about him. But Cheeto had a beating put on him by Sean O'Malley. He ate a knee. His face was messed up, bro. And I fuck with Cheeto. So I fuck with O'Malley too, but it sucks seeing Cheeto like that. But Deiveson Figueiredo knocked him down. So it could be, even though I did see the odds for this one, this is like a -1500 for Umar. It could be an upset, but I don't think Figueiredo got it anymore. I mean, I like Figueiredo a lot. He's a cool guy. And I just don't think he has it. I think he's going to get out-grappled, honestly, in this fight. I think Umar is going to implement the wrestling. And I can see Umar honestly getting a submission. So I'm actually going to go with Umar by a round 3 submission. I think he's going to probably win a round in the striking. But then he's going to get tangled up with Deiveson and end up submitting him. Deiveson in the grappling didn't look that good against Corey Sandhagen. We know Corey Sandhagen is the nerd, and that goes for the ground as much as it goes for the striking. But I don't know, man. I think Umar could get a submission in this fight. Deiveson is probably going to be worried about the striking too much. He was pretty worried about the striking against Montel Jackson. And I think he's going to be looking for a big shot, you know, a big mini hook. And I think Umar is going to be able to grapple him pretty well. And now we get to the main card, the first main card of 2026 on the Paramount Plus free No More Streamy East. As we get to Arnold Allen versus Gene Silva. And I'm going to have to pick Gene Silva in this fight. I think this fight has been promised to him. I'm not going to say how many years ago. It was promised to him 3,000 years ago. But, bro, it's been 3,000 years since Arnold Allen fought. So, he broke his hand. I think he had to get surgery and he broke it again or something like that. He's been powerlifting. I think Gene Silva's a good fighter. And he's been powerlifting, man. Arnold Allen, the 2 sides of the spectrum in terms of autism. But Arnold Allen did get dropped by Movsar Evloev. And I think Gene Silva has that scary promised 3,000 years ago power. I mean, Gene Silva got 10-8'd on the ground by Diego Lopez in his last fight. And still in the second round, he was piecing up Diego in the pocket. If he wasn't doing some wacky shit with those spinning elbows, man, it could have been a closer fight, but I think he's gonna be calm. He's gonna be looking for the right shots, in and out, kind of like the Melsi fight. He looked really good in the Drew Dober fight, and I don't know. I think he's gonna be able to do that to Arnold Allen, who Arnold Allen is pretty scrappy. I'm not gonna say he's in these technical chess matches. He had a good fight with Max Holloway, um, but man, I'm gonna go with Gene Silva, and I think he's gonna catch Arnold Allen, who is probably just a little bit rusty. I mean, he hasn't fought since he hasn't fought since Leon Edwards was a champion. Like, you got to think about that. And he had a close fight with Giga, who is not top 15 worthy, as we recently have seen, because we knocked him out. We knocked out Giga. But I'm going to pick Gene Silva, and I think he's going to knock out Arnold Allen in the first round, which is crazy to say because Arnold Allen is a trooper. And I'm picking Natalia Silva by decision. And now we got the heavyweight bout on the main card. We got Where is Waldo versus the Black Beast. And I'm picking Bobby. I'm picking Waldo, man. I'm picking Waldo because, man, is the salsa boy, man. I'm picking Waldo by lighter man skin tone. No, I'm just playing. I'm picking Waldo because, man, this dude is good, bro. Like, he's kind of fat, but he's kind of jacked too. You know what I mean? Whereas Derek Lewis is not very athletic. I mean, this dude knocked out Taliesin Teixeira, which I did not expect it to be happening. But Waldo has been looking good against the likes of the Blob, Shamil, the Family Meal, Gaziv. He looked pretty good against Sergey Pavlovich. Didn't get knocked out in that fight. Looked pretty good for about a round and a half. Who else has this dude fought? Alright, that's a casual moment. But, yeah, no, Waldo has been pretty good, like, honestly. I think this dude beat Tom Aspinall's, like, best friend or something like that, even though Tom Aspinall and this dude speak different languages. But, hey, this dude is putting belt to ass on the heavyweight division. And, hey, there's no shame in losing to Sergey Pavlovich, especially by decision, bro. Like, you surviving Sergey Pavlovich, they talking about that dude like he was Vaughn back in 2023. So, I think Waldo's straight, bro. Like, Derek Lewis be losing to some goofies, I'm not gonna lie. If Waldo keeps his chin out there, then obviously he's going to get caught and put to sleep. Derek Lewis has that power. But I think Waldo, I think he's going to be boxing up Derek Lewis like prime Marty Lewis. And now we got the new co-main event between, that's my bad, between Yadong and O'Malley. And I think Yadong is going to get beat. I think O'Malley's going to be beating Yadong all night. I think he's going to be beating Yadong all night in all type of ways, because I think Song Yadong just doesn't have it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's top like 7, top 8 caliber fighter. I just think he's going to be like one of those what ifs, man. Like what if he was really on it, you know what I mean? Whereas O'Malley is really up there in like the top 3. I think he's up there with Marab, Peter Yan, maybe Umar as well. I would like to see O'Malley versus Umar. But I think O'Malley's going to win this fight. I don't think he's going to be able to knock out Song Yadong, because Song Yadong is a fucking blockhead, bro. But I think he's just going to be moving in and out of range. And I think it's going to be the Sugar Show, the old Sugar Show. I mean, this dude has 5 inches on Yadong. 5 inches of reach on Yadong. I would like to see the kicking game of O'Malley. If he can go to the calf kick. Song is pretty explosive, so if he can start chewing up that front leg, that would be really good. I'm interested to see if Song is going to wrestle. Because he has some underrated wrestling and some underrated grappling. I know he's been working on his grappling. with Uriah Faber. And Sean O'Malley has obviously been working with Timbo to try to beat Merab. Hey, people forget that was a close first fight. You know what I mean? The second fight, hey, we don't talk about that. We should have been smoking weed and jacking the peen, but we're getting to the main event, the Mickey Mouse title, Rufus versus Paddy the Fatty Pimblett. And a lot of people are picking Justin Gaethje to beat Paddy Pimblett, even though the odds, do we have the odds up here? We do not have the odds. The odds are like a 3-1 favorite for Paddy the Fatty. And I'm here to tell you, we are picking Justin Gaethje. We are picking Rufus to unk it up in the main event. And I think he's going to knock out Paddy Pimblett, man. Paddy Pimblett, Scousers don't get knocked out, lad. Bro, I think he's going to get knocked the fuck out. Like, I think Justin Gaethje is going to send him flying across the octagon. Probably in the second round. Maybe the third round, just because Rufus has been getting really technical with Trevor Whitman. You know what I mean? I think some of Corey Sandhagen has been rubbing off on Gaethje. So he's been looking a little technical lately, but I think he's still going to just send Paddy flying with the Rufus nuke. As Bedtime calls it, the Rufus nuke is going to find the chin of Paddy Pimblett, because Paddy Pimblett's striking is still dog shit, bro. I mean, this dude outstruck Michael Chandler. Congratulations, you outstruck Michael Chandler. He outstruck Tony Ferguson. Congratulations, my brother. The corpse of Tony Ferguson. Obviously, Tony Ferguson has gone on to become a boxing world champion. We believed in him. We all knew he was going to do it. That being said, in MMA, you should be TKOing or knocking out Tony Ferguson, especially on the losing streak that he was on. And, bro, Paddy couldn't even submit him. Like, Paddy was, like, dead tired by the third round. So, Paddy Pimblett's wrestling, not that good. His striking, not that good. You can see this dude when he's striking, bro, and he, like, remembers he's got to tuck his chin. He's goes like that. Like, this dude, I don't know how they do it in Liverpool, bro, but this dude's fucking chin out in the air. It's ridiculous, bro. You can't be leaving your chin out there for Justin Gaethje. So I think Justin Gaethje, man, I think he's going to fight off the wrestling attempts. I don't even think Paddy's going to try to wrestle that much, bro. Like, he has good judo, but you don't want to get in close with Gaethje. I mean, you saw how Gaethje was doing Fiziev in the clinch. Caught him with the uppercut. Fiziev is a really good striker. I think Fiziev would probably knock out Paddy as well, just because I don't think very highly of Paddy's striking, you know what I mean? And I know Fiziev got Gaethje in the inverted triangle, and everybody's talking about this. Bro, Rufus does not care about getting in the inverted triangle. Like, bro, I'm telling you, he's working on the beakers and test tubes with Corey Sandhagen. And Paddy Pimblett is just not up there in the top 10, bro. If he beats Gaethje impressively, if he doesn't take him to like a boring decision and shit like that, bro. If Paddy Pimblett destroys Gaethje and it becomes interesting where he fights Ilya, I'll eat my words. But until that, bro, I will eat beans on toast. Like, I'm being serious. But until then, I think Gaethje will knock out Paddy Pimblett. And I think he's going to become the undisputed champion. Like, I don't think Ilya is trying to fight, 40-year-old Rufus, you know what I mean? So I think Rufus is going to win by knockout. I think he's going to come out relatively unscathed. Minimal wrestling. I mean, bro, this dude is training with Kamaru Usman, you know what I'm saying? I know Paddy can go knee for knee with Kamaru Usman. But, bro, if he's training with Kamaru, like, I think he got it. So I'm going with Gaethje, and I think he's going to fight at the White House And it's gonna be interesting to see who he fights because, like, I think Ilya's gonna vacate. I think Gaethje wins and Ilya vacates. He's gonna go up to fight Islam. He doesn't want the Gaethje fight. I mean, I don't really want to see that fight either. And I think it's gonna be interesting, man. You might fight Armin at the White House. I don't know if the UFC wants that. Armin has been on this press tour lately. I really want to see him fight for the title, but I think after this fight it'll be clear who's fighting for the title. Actually, maybe after the Max fight. So if they're not gonna give him the title fight to Armin, I hope they at least give him another contenders fight. That would be fire to see Armin fight again. Obviously, he deserves to fight for the belt, but we know what the politics are. So it's going to be interesting to see if the winner of Max and Charles will fight Gaethje in a rematch. It'll be a rematch, both of them, either one, at the White House, or if it's going to be Armin Sarukian, or if, knowing the UFC, Paddy Pimblett might get a rematch. So who knows? But those are my predictions. I think I'm going to go. How many fights? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Hey man, I think I'm gonna go at least 10 for 13, bro. I mean, some of those prelim fights, bro, I don't really know too much about that, but I think on the main card, bro, I got Gaethje, I got O'Malley, I got Waldo, I got Natalia Silva, and I got Jean Silva. And I think I'm gonna sweep the main card, bro, unless Rose Namajunas decides to craft it up. But those are my predictions, and I'll see you guys after the fight.